The school board has wrapped up for the evening after passing a budget for next year, though they did make some changes throughout the course of this special meeting.
And by a vote of 6 yeas and 1 nay, this budget has been adopted.
The budget passed Tuesday with cuts to address a $100 million deficit, which is why an amendment was made to address that gap. School board members Carl Jacobs and Kelly Lessons presented the amendment, meant to lay out guidelines in the event of a funding increase coming from Juneau. Referred to as Amendment Number 6, it specified a funding increase of $1,000 per student would increase district revenue by over $71 million. In the event of that increase, Number 6 directs the funding largely towards direct classroom instruction, as well as student programs.
It does what needs to be done to serve our kids' needs, but it's not a magic wand, right? We're not changing anything here. We're going to be passing a balanced budget tonight, and unless somebody's got $71 million in a suitcase somewhere in this boardroom, I don't think that we can make that happen. So this is a promise. It's a guarantee. In fact, it's a directive.
Of course, whether or not that funding increase goes through is still yet to be seen. And since the district is facing a deficit, the current budget has cuts. But with Amendment 6, many of those cuts would be rolled back if state funding increases. Cuts to high school and middle school sports, the Ignite Gifted program, and cuts of nearly 500 full-time positions, many of them teachers, would be reversed, among others. Also tacked on are small funding increases for math and reading tutors in order to raise proficiency rates, adding a few counselor positions and giving charter schools additional funding. One of the few cuts that Number 6 wouldn't roll back are cuts to administration, making up the gap in the deficit. But none of those items will return unless the state increases school funding.
We created those positions to begin with, so I don't think it's controversial at all. Yes, we want to put them back. We would like to not cut them at all. And I just want to say to everybody, we're really hoping to get at least this year's funding again with a couple of percent.
An education funding increase is still being discussed in the Alaska State Legislature, and Holloman says it's unpredictable right now to see where it goes, though it will be important to watch. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.